Hello and welcome to the next ReeVlog. I'm just currently putting on my dressing gown. I laid in bed for a while this morning because I was tired, but it is no excuse and one must get on with the day. And so, time for today's What I'm Doing Today! So, today I am going to university to collect some coursework results, feedback and such. As I got a message yesterday evening time saying that they're ready for collection. So I will be going in to do that. I will also be filling up the car with fuel as it is getting rather low, and I'm going to need to make sure that it is not super low for next Friday. It'll probably run out by next Friday, to be honest. Because that's when my exam is. And I would like to drive to the exam, drive back from the exam, and then get drunk, or something along those lines. But yeah, I have yeah, I'll go and collect that, and if I've done well in it, it's going to motivate me for my exam prep. Because the one thing I'm worried about with the exam prep is that I have coursework due in 4 days after the exam. But the one thing that I'm, hoping for is if I've done really well on this first piece of coursework, it goes towards the second piece of coursework. So if I've got 80, I've already passed the module. I doubt I'll have got 80, but, say I've got 60, then in order to pass, then I will only need to get 20. Oh no, copyrighted music. Sorry, Charles. La 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 la. Yeah, so, I guess I'm gonna have to clear out some space in the kitchen. Yeah, the draining board isn't big enough for all of the stuff, so I use the table with my D&D big battle map because it's water resistant. But that's fine. I'll just put that there. Keep on keeping on. But yes. Obviously I would like to average 60 or above, but like say I get 100 somehow in this piece of coursework that I'm getting back, then that will also mean I only need to get 20 in order to get 60 overall, which would be nice. But alas, alack, other words meaning similar things, if I've done terribly, it's going to motivate me for my coursework, which will probably demotivate me for exam prep a little bit, but I'm doing exam prep first, and I've got a meeting about the coursework on Monday, so I will talk to the person in charge of that part of the coursework then, and hopefully they'll be able to say, yeah, this is how you do good, really. But we will see. Other than that, I have exam prep to do. As I was speaking of it, let me just move this bowl out of the way slightly. Yes, I'll move it back into the way now, yes. But does not taste good after brushing one's teeth. Apparently. I thought it would. I guess I was wrong. Yeah. So, go to uni, get the thing, fill up the car, probably on the way to or from uni. Most likely from. Then come back and do exam prep up the road where my grandparents live, so I can see my mum when she arrives briefly. They will also feed me my lunch, which will be nice. Then, when once they've fed me, and my mum has left, I'll probably come back here to have a little break, and then after the break, probably some more exam prep, to be honest, depending on how far I get. Because ideally, I would like to have one of my revision cards or 2 done today. Because the third one I'm not all that worried about. If I get them done, then I can send a picture off to the guy who's in charge of it to make sure they're all good. The animism paganism section is going to have Wicca and Druidry. They may be separate cards. So Wicca and Druidry, Shinto, and also the goddess Sophia, which will probably be linked to the Wicca one in some way. So I might like paperclip them together or something. And they are going to be clear cards. Then the plan is to have the next set, the Gnosticism ones, be green. And with that, I have one on Wisdom, the Eon. And the male-female pairings in Gnostic myth, particularly those found in the Nag Hammadi codices. And then I will probably also have something in Gnostic myth regarding the entirety, which goes back to animism, and particularly Shinto, and the interconnectedness of all things. Talking about those things in more depth than I just did, obviously, the cards will just have predominantly names on them, and everything else I'll have to try and remember. And then the third card, I need to get something about Nagarjuna and the Middle Way, just in case I have to talk about it, but I'd really rather not, because I don't really get it. But it's something I had to do a presentation on, so I have to have it as one of my 3, which is irritating, but whatever. I'm also hoping to get a reply from the guy who's in charge of the exam. I sent him an email asking whether I can have animism and paganism as one, or whether I have to pick. In which case I pick paganism, because Druidry, Wicca are pagan, and Shinto, while animist, does also have a pagan Shinto belief from ages ago. So I can have that, and I can also just ramble on about the origins of paganism, the value it has today, why it is we have it, re-enchantment, the value of re-enchantment, the personal nature, all that good stuff. And I could compare it, to be fair, to most organized religions. And how those organized religions are more general, whereas paganism is rather specific, even though it's very adaptive. Wicca, for example, they have their spells. I'm not entirely sure. They wouldn't work for me because I don't believe in them enough, sadly. But, they have their spells, which is performative magic, which is very specific for individual things, but can also be generally applied for keeping out bad energy, in whatever form that is, or whatever. And then there is also, however, the super general interconnectedness ideas, as well as the super specific gods and goddesses that individuals may worship, especially considering that pagans and animists can be polytheistic, monotheistic, bitheistic, pantheistic, panentheistic, atheistic to a degree. You don't have to believe in a god. If anything, my particular brand of agnosticism leans towards atheism, because I believe there's something, but I don't necessarily believe it's a sentient creature. I don't believe it's a creature. I think it's just force, power. But who knows? Anyway, I'm gonna go because I really need to finish my breakfast. But I'll catch you cats on the flip flop, and I'm sure you don't want to watch me eat this, so goodbye.